This is part two. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah. 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 That's all top notch, man. That's Jose's movie. You're looking at something crazy, man. You guys already know, yeah, we know the kind of buzz. Yeah, you're looking at worldwide buzz, man. And because Zeus is the most expensive movie ever made, better technology than even Avatar, except the world looks more natural. Better technology than Lord of the Rings. So if you know how you watch Lord of the Rings, it looks even it still looks good today. That movie was only made for $90 million. You got a movie like that, man. Well, imagine pouring $400 million towards special effects alone, a $30 million budget for sets, $30 million budget for the costumes and weapons and armor. You know what I'm saying? Another like $35 million towards the extras. That's something crazy. IMAX cameras, updating all the IMAX cameras. You're looking at what a technology 3 to 4 times better than Lord of the Rings. Action sequence is better. If you thought the action sequence in Lord of the Rings was good, nothing compared to the action sequence you're looking at for Zanus. If you thought those orcs in the remakes were scary, nothing compared to the demon beings in Zanus. If you thought the world building was good for Lord of the Rings, nothing compared to the world building in Zanus. Yeah, that's why you look at an amazing story. That's why, guaranteed, my secretaries are going to get those calls. And me, VJ, and Peter Jackson, the assistant director. I'm going to bring the assistant director with Peter Jackson for the world tour. And the main actors, we're going to go on that world tour. And the two of us, we're going to go on that world. And the head production, we're going to go on that world tour, man. You know, something fucking crazy. We're going to go on that world tour. All my movies, guaranteed, I'm making a prediction, I'm going to go on a world tour for all my movies. For the Great Escape movie, you know what I'm saying? So Keanu Reeves, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson, Paul Bettany, the other guy from Country of Men. If we go on, there's high chance they're going to be going on that world tour with me and VJ, man. And the directors too, yeah. And the director and the other actors too, yeah. That's something crazy. Worldwide buzz, man. All over Canada, all over America, all over Europe, all over, you know what I'm saying? Japan, China, South Africa, you know what I'm saying? New Zealand, Australia, yeah, something crazy. But I'm gonna tell the actors, look, man, if your agents get calls and my secretaries get calls, obviously, so if my secretaries get calls, obviously, from these organizers around the world, SkySource will easily be able to cover the cost. As I told you, me and VJ are gonna have a good $20 to $50 million over our budget. It only cost me and VJ a good, I don't know, $500,000 to $1 million for all that. To go on a tour for a good, like, I don't know, month, 2 months, will cost me and VJ like $500,000 to $1 million. Easily affordable if you had $15 million, $20 in left over in your budget. Yeah. Pay for the actor's hotel. Have the actor stay in nice hotels, not shitty hotels. Don't have the actor stay in a motel. No. Have them stay or a shitty hotel. No. Have them stay in a nice hotel, a nice top quality hotel, like a nice $3,000 a night hotel. I want to tell Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni or J.J. Abrams or Rian Johnson, look, man, here's my business card. I'm trusting you with my money. You know what I'm saying? Every time we land in all these cities, obviously, don't book any more. Don't book any more than a $3,000 hotel. Anything over $3,000, you're being stupid. Have the actor stay in a nice like $3,000 hotel, which is a nice fucking hotel with a nice flat screen TV. You know what I'm saying? A nice shower, all that stuff with a pool, a jacuzzi downstairs, a gym. But don't be stupid and have them stay in luxury suites like $10,000 night suites. No, otherwise now you're being stupid with your money, and it could affect your budget. Well, it's easy to afford for me and VJ. But it'll cost me and VJ. Easy to afford for me and VJ, but have them stay at $3,000 night hotels. Whereas me and VJ, you can have us stay in a more top-notch hotel, obviously, because we're the boss, obviously. And there'll be even times when I can invite the actors to my hotel and we do parties in my hotel, in me and VJ's nice room, obviously. We can do that, obviously. Have the actors stay in nice, like $3,000 night hotels, but don't have them stay in suites. You see what I'm saying? Don't be stupid, obviously. And every time when we go to all these, okay, John, Dave, every time we go to all these cities, pay for our limo services, obviously. Have a limo service for me and my wife and the actors, obviously, wherever we go. Obviously. Have a limo service for me, my wife, and the actors to take us to the venue, all that stuff. Then have a limo service, obviously. And pay for our buffet. Find a buffet. Look, man, every time you go to these cities, find a buffet restaurant. That way everyone's well fed. Don't give them one plate, no. Find a buffet restaurant that way everyone's well fed for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There'll be sometimes when I'll just order pizza. I'll order pizza. Okay, if we can't find a buffet, fuck it. Let's go I'll order like a bunch of pizza, man. That way the actors are well fed, obviously. For lunch. You can do that sometimes. Order like I don't know, five if there's like There's 15, 16 people. You can order a couple boxes of pizza. Everyone can eat a nice box of pizza with Coke. That way they're well fed. But the best way to make sure they're well fed is by giving them a buffet. Give the actors a buffet. Don't give them one plate. Otherwise, they're gonna still be hungry. There's nothing worse than having them eat one meal. They're hungry and they end up spending their own money and getting their own food. No, give them a buffet that way they're well fed. Hence why I'm a fan of buffets. Because buffet, Ivan, you're smart. Yes, I'm very smart. Give them everyone a buffet that way they're all wet. Because a buffet fills you up. You're well fed. Hence why give the actors a buffet when they're filming. You know what I'm saying? Give Peter Jackson a buffet that way they're well fed. Don't give them one plate stuff. No, give them a buffet that way they're well fed. They eat 2 plates, 3 plates, they're full. You know what I'm saying? They're satisfied. Yeah. Hence why all the actors on movies are gonna beg their ass off me every time. And hence why those actors for saying this are gonna beg me every time. Looking at a crazy worldwide tour behind the scenes. Not in the public eye. You won't see me and VJ on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You won't see me reading actors on YouTube. There's not going to be any live videos of why, but it's behind the scenes, man. And because it's an Ivan movie, you're looking at even crazier fame than even Hollywood. They're going to book a venue with like 20,000 people, 10,000 people, something crazy, and they're going to interview me, my wife, and the actors. I'm going to tell the organizer. I'm going to tell the secretary. I'm going to tell the secretary, look, man. If people call us, tell the organizers SkySource can easily cover their costs. They don't have to worry about paying for our tickets and all that stuff, as they can't afford to pay for me, my wife, and the actors and our tickets because they can't afford it. Hey, if you interview us, you have to. Yeah, if you guys interview us, SkySource can easily pay for the actors' flights. The actors will be flown on the flights is already taken care of. They'll be flown on me and VJ's private jets, and their hotel stay and feeding is easily paid for. And have them stay in nice hotels, not luxury hotels, but like top quality like hotels. I'm saying, you guys know what I'm talking about. The hotels that the average person can afford. You know those nice $3,000 night hotels with a nice TV, a nice bed, a nice shower. Yeah, those hotels. Don't have them stay in shitty hotels like are rusted. No, have them stay in nice quality hotels. I'm gonna tell John, look, man, find a nice top quality hotel, but not a luxury hotel. A nice top quality hotel, and have them stay in nice rooms. $3,000 night rooms, which is nice. Pay for rooms for yourselves and all the actors and the director and the assistant director. You see what I'm saying here? And pay for me and VJ's rooms too, obviously. And try to book a hotel that's next to the venue, pretty close to the venue. I don't know, 10, 15 minutes next to the venue. And you pay for a limo service too. We need limos. Okay, we're gonna need limo services. Call a limo service company in that city and pay for our limo services. Okay, Ivan, they handle. So John Favreau and Dave Filoni, if we go on that world tour, they'll be handling all the money side of things. Me and VJ will give them our business card. Obviously, we'll give them our business card, and they're gonna be busy paying for all our rooms, our feeding, all that stuff, our whole limo service, all that stuff. Whereas the head of production will handle the scheduling for me and VJ. You need someone to handle it. Hey, look, I need you handling all the schedules. Okay, where do we fly to next? You have to handle all that. And John Favreau and Dave Filoni will handle all the money side of things. You give them your business card, obviously, and they're going to be busy handling, paying the gas for the jet too. You need to put gas in the jet too. That all costs us money. Yeah, they're going to be responsible for all that, obviously. You see what I'm saying here? As John Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're chosen. They're going to have a blast going on that world tour with me, VJ, and the actors. Right? This will be crazy. And high chance me and VJ will be partying up with all of the actors too during the world tour. This is crazy. That's why these actors are going to beg their asses because they had a blast, man. And after the world tour, you have the luxury hotel party event, that crazy red carpet event. And after that, the journey ends. That's why these actors are going to beg. Ivan, man, your company's so much better than Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I had the best time of my life. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood's such a superior company, man. I had a fun time being featured on your ads. You know what I'm saying? The commercials, getting spoiled, limo driver, you know what I'm saying? The once a month parties. Partying up in your jet, partying up in your condo, your yacht. You know what I'm saying? Even filming for the 9 months. Even filming, the actors are going to have a blast filming for the 9 months. They're going to have a blast. They're going to have fun. As filming a movie, being in a movie with Ivan VJ, you're going to have a blast, man. As it's cool filming with the two gods. It's cool filming with Ivan and VJ. Yeah, it's so cool being on the scenes with Ivan and VJ. Yeah. Even the actors are going to have a blast filming. And the 9 months is going to go by so fast. Guarantee you those 9 months, even Peter Jackson the 9 months went by so fast. Even Peter Jackson will have a blast directing for the 9 months. He's getting spoiled with the 3 beers once a week. He's getting his nice luxury buffet. Everyone's getting a nice luxury buffet, and so work harder for me. Because I'm spoiling Peter and all the actors with a luxury buffet, they're gonna work harder for me, obviously. But at the same time, Peter's getting his nice fat check, his fat $65 million check. And because he's from New Zealand, he'd be making like, I don't know, $78 million around there. Because New Zealand money is not worth as much as Canadian money. And $75 million in Canadian is like $78 million in New Zealand money. Hence, he's making a lot of money, Peter Jackson. Almost 80 million bucks he's making. See what I'm saying? And I know you'll see how hard Peter Jackson will be working in my Last of Us movie compared to Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, he worked his ass off, but I don't know, all you Lord of the Rings fans, you're going to watch the Lord of the Rings documentary. You're going to watch my documentary. You're like, holy shit, you can tell Peter Jackson's a lot more happy in Ivan's movie because I gave him his freedom, obviously. At the same time, he's working double harder for Ivan because Ivan's spoiling him luxury buffet. Yes, whereas in Hollywood, they served him cheaper food, man. Meat, potatoes, pasta, and that kind of stuff. Pretty good food, but not the kind of food I'm serving him. All you can eat ribs. And trust me, when you're filming for 9 months in the middle of nowhere, you're going to be hungry. And so when you're hungry and you're getting served food like that, all you can drink Coke, milkshake, you know what I'm saying? Your nice apple crisp, cheesecake for dessert. You're getting nice food. You're gonna what? The crewmen and actors and directors are gonna appreciate you more, and they're gonna work harder for you. Remember I said in my last video, there's a reason why Last of Us we better Lord of the Rings is I'm paying everyone unheard money. I know what I'm doing. You pay them more money, they're gonna work harder for you. You spoil them luxury buffet, they're gonna work harder for you, and you're gonna get a better movie. So the crewmen worked their asses off for Lord of the Rings for that masterpiece. And you got an amazing movie like that when they made Peanuts, pretty much. The actors in Lord of the Rings, you can tell, pour their heart and soul into the movie, into the character, and they got peanuts. They got peanuts for acting in the movie, obviously. And yeah, I'm paying these actors way more money for saying it's millions. They're millions. Rich salary that Hollywood would never pay. And I'm sorting them buffet. And these actors are going to think of acting 2 times even better than what you got for Lord of the Rings for those actors. Think of hard work. Think of the crewmen working double harder for my movie than what they even working for Lord of the Rings. Because I pay them more money and I spoil them. Because I know what I'm doing, yeah. I'm paying the actors even a rich salary. $180 is a 9-to-5 job salary, man. And the actors are even going to work harder for me than what they even did in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, man, because Hollywood's fucking cheap, yeah. See what I'm saying here? So for my last release movie, I'm going to have Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson fight for the role. Even though I mentioned Peter Jackson a lot of times, there's a high chance I might hire Mel Gibson, man. You never know, man. I'm going to have Mel Gibson and Peter Jackson compete for the directing job, the executive producing job, and the co-writing job for my last release movie, and they will be the boss of my movie. I'm going to make them the boss of the movie, obviously. So Peter Jackson, it's a good feeling knowing that you're the boss of the movie, man. And it's Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson, whoever's hired, they're going to be the boss of my movie. The only people who have power over you are me and VJ. But I told you, me and VJ are focused more on the creative, and you're going to be what? You're going to be the boss of my movie, obviously. So me and VJ and Peter Jackson will pretty much be the boss of the movie, pretty much. I'm going to give Peter Jackson a lot of power, obviously. Yeah, you're the boss. I'm giving you full power. Because Peter Jackson would never direct my movie if I didn't give him full power. Look, man, if you want me to, yeah, okay, I'll give you full power, Peter. Because you're a very big director and you create $1 billion empire, Lord of the Rings empire, I'm going to give you power over my movie, full power. You're the boss of the whole crewman, even the 17. And Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also the boss too. They're going to be the boss too over the crewmen. Well, the 17 were the boss over all the crewmen. But Peter Jackson will be the boss even over the 17. I'm going to tell 17, look, man, when Peter Jackson tells you to do something, listen to him. He's the boss. He's the boss over you. Listen to him. I'm going to tell 17 that. Jon Favreau, look, man, when they're in Switzerland, Peter Jackson is the boss. If he tells you to do something, listen to him. He's the boss of the movie. They're like, okay. Yeah, you guys are the boss of the crewman. You're the boss. There's a hierarchy of power. Peter Jackson will be the boss over you guys. You see what I'm saying here? So he'll be consulting with the 17 for business. He won't have to do the dirty work. Just consult with them. All he has to do is help me and my wife with the main like seven, 8 things. And then co-write the script with me, obviously, my 2 script developers. Do the concept arts with me, obviously, and yeah. Taking his directing notes, that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm willing to pay Peter Jackson a nice $75 million to direct to co-write, executive produce, and direct my movie. $10 million simultaneous and a fat $65 million salary at the start of production. The 4th year. So he gets $10 million for 3 years of pre-production, which is a nice deal. A $10 million check. He also gets his commercial money, his He gets his $30,000. He gets his $60,000 for his commercial money, which is nice. He gets his $3,500 gas card. He gets his perks: limo driver, buffet every day, staying in a nice $3,000 a night hotel. A nice hotel. I'm gonna tell my 17, look, man, rent a top-notch hotel with a pool and a gym and a bar, a nice bar downstairs. Don't rent a shitty hotel for Peter Jackson. No, rent them a nice hotel, a nice like $3,000 a night hotel. But don't be stupid and have them stay in suites like $10,000 suites. No, it's gonna affect the budget. Have them stay in a nice like $3,000 a night hotel, which is nice. You see what I'm saying? Which is a nice hotel, obviously. And Mel Gibson, I'm willing to pay him a nice $50 million to direct my movie, a $10 million sign bonus for 3 years of production too, and he gets his nice $40 million at the start of production. And I'm going to keep on saying this: if Peter Jackson's agent is greedy, as I guarantee you his agent will try and get a piece of movie royalties. He will try and get a piece of the movie sales or even the merch. Milkman, you're not getting a piece of the royalties for the merch, and you're not getting a piece of royalties for the movie sales, because you're not worth it. Yeah, you're a big director and you're worth $1 billion, but you're worth a rich side, but you're not worth me and VJ's royalties. You see what I'm saying? Or you're not worth me and VJ's royalties. At $75 million is good enough. You're walking away with $40+ million in your bank. And so I'm paying you a fucking rich salary, man. That's $4 million, even though $4 million is pocket compared to how much movies you're making. $4 million in your bank is a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. I'm paying you a lot of money. He'll set my heel. Yeah, I accept your deal. Even though you agree you're paying me show money, yes, I'm paying you show money that no director will ever make in Hollywood. Yeah, man, and I'm spoiling you too with perks. Obviously, a lot of perks, man. Limo driver every day picking you up. Staying in a nice $3,000 a night hotel. Hollywood can't afford to have the director stay in a hotel for 1 year. It's a big con of the budget, whereas I'm having you stay in a nice hotel for 1 year. And I'm giving you a buffet for every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 1 year. And you're partying up my condo, my yacht. You're part of the attitudes, part of the commercials. I'm spoiling you. Hence what? That's a good deal. And you get your $2 million for the re-release, obviously. If Mel Gibson's agent's greedy and he wants a piece of movie's royalties, he's not getting a piece of movie's royalties. If he wants more money, I'm not paying him any more than $50 million, as that's good enough, as most directors will never make $50 million in Hollywood. I'm paying him all, as Mel Gibson will be walking away, I don't know, with a $25 million check in his bank. $50 million is, I don't know, $20-some million check in his bank he's walking away with. And so they're all walking away with a fat check in the bank, yeah. So I'm giving them a good deal. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not kidding around. I'm letting you know, Peter Jackson, Mel Gibson, in advance, obviously. When I fly you to my office, I'm going to be very, very strict. I don't want you guys winging it for my movie, for my precious Zanus movie. Zanus is my baby. I don't want anyone winging it for that movie. Hence why every time, you know what I'm saying, every time Peter Jackson, you know what I'm saying, the limo driver, Peter Jackson, you're having a blast. The doc team's filming, you know what I'm saying, we work on our that nice, amazing Zanus script. We do the concept arts, you know what I'm saying. When a limo driver takes you to a nice hotel, I want you taking your direct notes with your assistant director every day. So whatever we wrote down for that day, I'm gonna print out the copy of the script, give it to Peter Jackson. I'm gonna have him, every time he goes to this hotel, I want him taking notes from what we wrote down from that day with his assistant director. I'm gonna tell you, Peter Jackson, hey, who is the best assistant director to help you? And he tells me, something tells me that Guillermo del Toro will be the guy, because he worked on The Hobbit with Peter Jackson, and he's probably the best guy to help him out. I'll pay him $1 million to help Peter Jackson. If he's greedy and he wants like $10 million, look, but I'm not paying you $10 million for an assistant director, as you're ripping me off. $1 million is good enough. As your assistant director, you don't even do that much work. You're just assisting him. $1 million is a nice paycheck for an assistant director. Because he's pretty big, pay him a rich salary, obviously, but I'm not paying him any more than $1 million. So if Guillermo del Toro's hired as the assistant director, I'll pay him a nice $1 million to assist Peter Jackson. Pay him $200,000 for pre-production to help Peter Jackson. All he'll be doing is pretty much help Peter Jackson with helping me, VJ, and Peter Jackson with the concept arts. He'll help me with the script sometimes. He'll help Peter Jackson with taking his notes. And he gets $200,000 for that, which is nice. He also gets his perks. The limo driver picking him up, obviously, you know what I'm saying? And he gets to stay in a nice hotel with Peter Jackson. Yeah. I'm giving him a nice deal, obviously. And I'll pay him a nice $800,000 for the 9 months for production. Because they'll be hard at work. He'll be hard at work helping him out. Pay him a nice $800,000 during production, which is a nice deal for assistant director. Obviously. You see what I'm saying here? I'm gonna tell those guys, look, man, look, Peter. I know you wing it for the Hobbit. I don't want you winging it from Zanus. Zanus is a special story. I want you to be well prepped like you were for the original of the Rings, right? The magic that you did for Lord of the Rings, I want you doing that same magic for Zanus, but I want you even working double harder for me, and he will work double harder for me because I'm paying him a lot of money and I'm spoiling him, obviously. I don't want you winging it for my movie. Zanus is an amazing story. I don't want anyone ruining that story. That's why he won't. He'll listen to me. All right, he'll listen to me because I'm the boss, obviously, and I pay him $10 million since I expect you to work hard. You got a nice, I don't know, $5.6 million check in your bank after your agent. A lot of money, and you're getting spoiled. I expect you to take your notes every day when we go from where we wrote that day, obviously. I'll even have what I'll do is every time he takes his notes, I can go over the notes with him. I can even throw in some ideas too. Because I'm a creative genius and Zanus is my story, I know it's special, so I can throw in some ideas too if I want for the notes. Okay, but every time you write your notes, the next day I'll go over your notes. I can add in some ideas that I have too. That way you get a good movie. You know what I'm saying, and the assistant director will be helping you. You need to have George Lucas help him too, as George Lucas will be the consultant for my company. We'll be consulting for business, all that stuff, creative. Because hey, George, you owned your own company, Lucasfilm Independent from Hollywood. I need you helping me out with the ins and outs of the business, all that stuff, running the business, all that stuff. I need you consulting, help me out. I don't pay you $120,000 for nothing. I'll pay him $30,000 a year as a consultant, which is nice. And he also gets his perks, gets to stay in a hotel. And George Lucas will barely be working. That's why I'm not paying him that much. Pay him like $30,000 a year, which is nice. A nice deal, obviously. You see what I'm saying? I don't want Peter Jackson and these guys winging, man. I'm gonna be very pissed off. That's why I'm gonna tell Peter Jackson, look, the third year when you're flown to what? The second year when I fly in the first unit director and second unit directors, obviously, I'm gonna have Peter Jackson give them the. I'm gonna give them Peter Jackson's notes. Obviously, okay. Here's the script. Here's the script. Read the whole script, obviously, and here are Peter Jackson's notes and my notes. There's a good chance I'm gonna go over his notes and I'll add in some of my ideas too for the story. Here's the note. Here's Peter Jackson's notes. Here's the assistant director's notes and Peter Jackson's notes. Here's the script. Study it. That way you guys are well prepped. So the second year when I fly into the room and I fly in the first unit directors as second directors, I'm gonna give them the script. Study the fucking script, obviously. I want you guys studying the script, obviously, and I want you what? Here are his notes. That way, study it. That way, you have some good ideas to help him out. As I don't want you guys winging it, man. I want you guys to be well prepped by the time production starts. That way, you get a good movie, man. I know what I'm doing. Oh my, you know what you're doing? Yes, I know what I'm doing. I know I want to get a good movie. I don't want to get a shitty movie, man. As I want my movie adaptations to be better than my book. As in my opinion, the movie should be better than the book because you're bringing the world to life. I want Zanus to be a masterpiece. There's nothing worse than writing an amazing book and your adaptation's terrible, man. That's why I'm going to be very, very strict. I don't want you guys fucking winging it for my movie. I'm going to be very, very pissed off. Very, very pissed off if they winged it, man. I want you to be well prepped for my movie. That way you get a good movie. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah. So once I hire Peter Jackson, let's say if I hire Peter Jackson, let's say if Guillermo del Toro is my assistant director, I have to hire the assistant director right away too to help him out, obviously, right? So once I hire Guillermo del Toro as my assistant director, as Peter Jackson's assistant director, if he's hired, right? Pay him his nice $1 million. You hire Peter Jackson, you paid him his $75 million. I'm going to have me, VJ, and Guillermo del Toro and Peter Jackson, we're going to go to Switzerland, fly private to Switzerland. We're going to scout land in Switzerland. Okay, what location is best for Cyrus? All these places. We scout land. Obviously, I'm going to have my legal advisor is going to have to make the calls to the government of Switzerland. They're going to have to lease that property. Lease a good, 300 acres of land. That's huge. Lease a lot of land. Now you get a lot of locations for you get a lot of scenes for your movie. You mix a lot of the Switzerland beauty for your movie. 300 acres is a lot of land. Lease a good 200, 300 acres of land for your movie. Something crazy. That way you build sets in all these locations, obviously. And me and Peter Jackson and assistant director, whoever's hired, right, and my wife, we're gonna scout land in Switzerland for the movie. Again, if we do that, Peter Jackson and their hotels paid for, obviously, and you give them a nice buffet, all that stuff. We even party up with them when we go. There's a good chance we'll party up when we go to Switzerland too. Yeah, go to Switzerland, pay for Peter Jackson's hotel, obviously, pay for the assistant director's hotel. You know what I'm saying? Rent 2 rooms, one for me and VJ and one for Peter Jackson and his assistant director, and we scout land in Switzerland, obviously. Or Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson and his assistant director. We'll see whoever I hire, right? Yeah. And we scout land in Switzerland, obviously. There's a good chance Peter Jackson might tell me, all right, and I recommend you film New Zealand. No, I don't want to. Even though New Zealand is a good location for filming, I don't want to film in New Zealand because Lord of the Rings was filmed there. And I don't want to have similar landscapes for Zanus. That's why I want to film in Switzerland. I looked at all the lands. I looked at Norway. I looked at Iceland. I looked at all these places. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland's the best place for Zanus. I want to film Zanus in Switzerland. Okay, Peter, I want to film Zanus in Switzerland. And I want us to go to Switzerland and scout land. Hence why I'm going to put an extra $10 million towards the movie. Because you're looking at a lot of cost, man. I'm going to have to scout land in Switzerland with Peter Jackson on them. Yeah. Pay for their hotel too. All that stuff. Their feeding. All that stuff. Yeah, man. Obviously. So while we scout land. We'll stay in Switzerland for a good 2 days. Stay there for a good 2-3 days. And we're going to scout property in Switzerland. And the 17 will be hard work in the office making those business calls. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to be hard at work making those business calls, looking at those reels, man. You guys are going to be hard at work making those business calls, looking at those reels. I don't pay you for nothing. See what I'm saying here? Yeah. And once we scout the land, we will fly back to Vancouver, obviously. And we're what? We can now what? Continue working on the script, doing those concept arts. For the world building with Alan Lee and John Howe. And the one who drew from Pennywise the Clown. Obviously, we do the concept art for the world building and the characters for my last River Zanus movie. It looks to me amazing. And I'm putting money into the best concept art equipment for John Howe and all of them. Obviously. So you can have John Howe and Alan Lee draw on paper, obviously. And you also have this like machine, this professional concept art machine. And you have all these pictures. That's going to be top notch. Put money into the best concept art equipment for your company. I'm gonna have a nice concept art room. So when I build that building next to the building where me and Meej are gonna work, the 17, I'm gonna have like a nice building. I'm gonna have what? A concept art room, like a nice table and the concept board where everyone sits down. You have this board. You hang all the pictures in the concept art room, and the other rooms is where all the departments work. It's gonna be top notch. My company, yeah, man. Peter Jackson, like, holy shit, Ivan, your company's buried in Hollywood. You have a nice luxury office. You have a nice ass concept art room. Yeah, I'm gonna build a nice concept art room for me, my wife, Peter Jackson, or Mel Gibson, and then the assistant director, and then the concept artist. It's just gonna be top notch. Yeah. So what I'll do is for the first year, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will work on the script with me for like twice a week. Because you're script developers, have them help you out a little bit. Obviously, they're gonna be my co-writers, obviously. But for the next 3 days, I want you looking at the reels and making those business calls. Because I'm not going to pay you a fat bonus and just have you help me 5 days a week with the script and do concept arts. No, man, I'm going to put you to work. I want you looking at all those hundreds of reels and I want you making those business calls. As you're looking at a shitload of business calls that need to be made the first year. Especially for the doc team. The doc team's going to be hard at work going to all these places. The first year, I want the doc team flown to Los Angeles to film the actors. I want one cameraman staying behind to film Yvonne Joje at his house. Yeah. You need to make those calls, man. You have to pay for the doc team's hotel. Yeah, every week, the 17 will have to make all these calls for the doc team. Paying for the hotel, paying for their feeding, obviously. I'm going to tell them, look, man, don't have them stay at like $7,000 night hotels. No. It's going to affect the budget. Have them stay at like $1,000, $1,500 night hotels. Good hotel, and pay for the feeding. Pay for their feeding. You see what I'm saying here? Every time they go to a place, call a buffet company in that region and pay for their feeding. Pay for their feeding, obviously. Obviously, right? Pay for their feeding. Obviously. And once me, Peter Jackson, and the two sort of was finished writing the amazing Sacred Last of Zanus script, I'm immediately going to tell Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to start printing. Towards the end of the first year, I'm going to tell, look, man, we finished writing our script. I don't know, the moment we finished writing our script and we're satisfied, we did our rewrites. Me and Peter Jackson and all of them were all satisfied. Ivan, we wrote an amazing script together. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see Peter Jackson, Ivan, we wrote this amazing script. I'm saying, an amazing fucking script, yeah. Once the amazing script's written And me and Peter Jackson. Once I finish writing the script, I'm gonna party it up with my with. Once look, man. Once we finish writing the script, I'll do a nice party. I'll do a nice party, a nice fucking party in my condo or something like that, with celebration because we finished. Because writing the script's a lot of work. It's grueling work, man. Hey guys, we finished writing. Let's do a nice party. We do a nice party because we finished writing the script. And once we finish writing the script, I want Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to start printing. So towards the end of the first year, I want them to start printing all the scripts for all the actors, for the 40 plus actors. So if I want you printing on all the 500-page scripts, I want you printing all like 40 of those. A lot of work, but I don't pay you a bonus. I don't pay you a fat bonus. Obviously, I don't pay you a fat bonus and a rich yearly salary for nothing. I'm gonna put you to fucking work. If you think for 1 second I'm gonna pay you that money and have you slack off, you're gonna have anything coming. I'm gonna find a way to put you to fucking work, man. You're gonna be hard at work, yeah, man. And look, man, I want you printing. I'm gonna put money into the best printer, a $20,000 printer. I'll have the printer be in their office, obviously, and I'm gonna get like red paper, nice red paper for the scripts. I'm gonna have them print all the scripts. Look, man, I want you printing all the sacred scripts. I want you printing a good like 40 of those for that way. You know what I'm saying, for the actors, because the actors are gonna be flown in early the next year. Print it in advance. That get it over with. Print it, obviously. And then once the pilot's ready to pick up the actors, put the script in an envelope, the sacred script in the envelope, and put it in the Put it on the seats in the plane, in the jet, and I'll have my secretaries tell the actors' agents leave the scripts on the plane. That way they don't forget. Never ever give them an online copy of the script. No, give them that shit can get leaked. Their family members can have access to it. No, give them a hard copy of the script. That way it doesn't get leaked. Because shit can get leaked, man. We live in a crazy world. I don't want my Zayn script getting leaked. That's why, give them a hard copy of the script. I'll shut my camera off here.